Hello everybody, today I'm going to be showing you how I made my song, The Warm Up. We're just going to get straight into it. So the first thing you guys see here is all of the synthesizers that were used. So what happened with this song was it was put together pretty fast. I would say all the instrumentals and all the sound selection took me about like 30 minutes. And that's really just because I'm going to keep it straightforward with you guys. It's all just the same chords the whole time. It's just different arps and different things. I do tweaks to arpeggiators, different things within Omnisphere, but I typically just keep the same pattern for each track. So what I'll show you guys is kind of the beginning part, and then towards the part where I start to rap, actually change the pattern up a little bit there. So let's listen to that first part. Let's hear some of the... Alright, so kind of just break down what we got going on here. Alright, so we'll start with just 2 tracks. These are kind of just the meat of everything. And then the rest is all just kind of, the background kind of shit. So yeah, that's pretty much what's going on the entire time with the instrumentals. And then towards the part where I start rapping, all the, background parts here stay the same, but this progression changes a little bit. And then with everything on top of that, just sounds very hard to explain. It's just an interesting feeling that I get when I listen back to the instrumentals. Also, I forgot to show you guys, these were literally just the chords that were used. And then, yeah, just it was a kind of interesting chord progression, out of my comfort zone, if I'm being completely honest. And then the MIDI pattern for that second half. This is what this part sounds like. So, yeah, just thought I'd throw that in there. So, I wanted to show you guys another little thing in Omnisphere here. So, I literally, all I did for that main synth was just use the regular saw synth that they give you. I discovered this just accidentally because I was just going through stuff, and I think it brings you to this originally or something, but I went to unison, and this is what it sounds like without the unison, without the detune part. This is what it sounds like with the unison on. Game changer. I don't know. I've seen a lot of discourse around detuning beats and it being a bad thing. I mean, I don't know. All I know is that it made it sound better, so screw what anyone has to say, right? So the next thing we're gonna go over here is the 808s and drums. So I did this cool little experiment with the 808s at the very beginning. And what I did was, also, by the way, the 808, the hacked 808, it works on all my beats. I love it so much. What I did was I added 2 of the same track, as you can see here. And if we go into piano roll here, you can see, actually, I'll bring you guys into the sampler first, right? So you guys can see here, I took the glide and I just turned it almost all the way up. What I was trying to do was kind of, introduce the 808 and not just a, here. 808's right here. It's more of just then it hits. That I did that, I put these notes here, super quiet, not even noticeable, but you have to have a starting note, as you guys can see there. This note, which is kind of like the glide note, you have to have a starting note, and then you press on that top note, and then that's what makes it slide up. So that's kind of what happened here. pretty simple with the 808, nothing crazy going on here. And then for the drums, I did all of this myself here. This is for the slow part. And then when it picks up a little bit, and then I thought that sounded pretty nice, but I felt like I wanted just a little bit more, so I just went on to Splice and grabbed a perk loop for that slow part. It was exactly what I needed. It just makes it all full, you know? So then, yeah, that's all that's going on there. So this all together sounds like... So this section is pretty interesting. I don't even know either. I just found this randomly. I don't know how. Sometimes I just go through my Finder and just look through random audio samples I have, just like random FX or anything. And this is what I found. These are all the background parts. So pretty eerie sounding, so many things going on. And while all of this crazy like stuff is going on, this is where like the tempo starts changing. I kind of just wanted it to feel kind of like, I don't know, just like this. Like that's pretty much all I wanted it to kind of encapsulate. Just kind of try it out, because why not, you know? And so yeah, start at 110, slowly goes to 100. And then yeah, during this like crazy vocal part, all this other extra stuff going on, slowly starts growing. And you can see up here, tempo start moving. It's pretty interesting. So yeah, aside from that, the last thing we can go over, well actually no, there's a couple other things. So what I've been doing lately with my vocals, and it's been making it sound really full and just less boring, I guess, is just doing 2 or 3, sometimes 4 takes on top of each other. Sometimes it can come across to people as rough around the edges, and it is a lot of times, but on certain songs, you know, it sounds like there's 2 voices there, but mostly it sounds like 1 full voice. Sometimes I just like it to sound just kind of like 2 different voices spewing the same thing at once. Sometimes I like it to sound full, but kind of like not too noticeable. This one, definitely pretty rough around the edges, I'd say, in terms of just different vocal deliveries going on at once. So I had to punch in this one here, the 18 stuff, and then I had a couple, I guess. Yeah, I have a lot of tracks for this one. I don't know why.
18, still ain't feeling pressure from a timeline. Got too much inside my head to go and live a small life. Put another month inside this shit, then did it twice back. By the time they get the wave, I'll probably dislike that.
And then, yeah, you can see I had to make a couple cuts there. And then, yeah, that's pretty much all it was just doing 1 on the right, 1 on the left. It's pretty self-explanatory, right? If you guys listen to it, you can tell there's 2 different voices doing the same kind of thing. And same with down here.
Might be my season, ain't no backup plan. I would've hated that decision. If this shit don't work, at least I know I fucking lived and rather burn a year than spend a decade playing safe. I don't wanna wonder what I look like in that place. Every day I'm dropping shit that they can't pinpoint. Yeah, they gon' swear they saw it first. I remember what they said. I don't need a rollout, I just need another record. By the time they get the picture, I'll be somewhere they ain't into ya.
So this actually here is probably my favorite part of the whole beat. It was just kind of this like freestyle kind of MIDI pattern I did here. It's pretty intricate. I kind of just laid down a pretty simple couple notes. Like a lot of the longer notes are just what I originally started with, and then I kind of just dissected it, I guess, and just edited like a complete scientist. So this is what it sounds like just kind of by itself. Yeah, no, that was an insane, I don't know, whatever that was. It was sick. Other than that, when it comes to mixing, I stayed pretty, as you guys can see, pretty, actually no, there was a lot added. Don't ask why I added 2 de-essers. That's besides the point. My favorite part has to be the Omnisphere FX. Oh, it doesn't let me do 2 at once, but yeah, it's running 2 at once. So first one is a multi-band sweetener, and then the other one is, you guessed it. Wait, what? Hold on. Am I looking at the wrong? Are they? Oh, mid-range saturation. I did not know I added that. I thought it was sweet enhancer. But yeah, this is mastering. Look, I'm gonna be so dead ass with you guys. I am not a mastering guru yet. I'm going to be one day, obviously. My mixes aren't gonna stay the way they are now forever. Even though I'd say, you know, I do pretty well. The way that I just get them to sound loud is just using this. I really just do the loudness competition. That's pretty much it. The last cool feature I'd say I used was during that lower part of the song on the actual main stereo channel. I added Remix FX. It's one of my favorite plugins to use just for like chopping things. Let's see. Kind of just went down and then pretty simple. Nothing too insane here. It's just things I've learned over the years, like how to do certain things. It's just really applying all my knowledge, and I've made like 200 beats plus, you know, so I definitely have put, I wouldn't say, maybe I have put my 10,000 hours in. Like music as a whole, I've definitely put my whole 10,000 hours, but producing, yeah, I always have ideas, and I know that I know how to execute those ideas. It's just bringing myself to do it is just the hardest part sometimes. So yeah, also before I go, I want to show you guys one cool free plugin if any producers out there are watching. This isn't an end-all be-all plugin. You can get it if you want. If not, literally doesn't matter. But if you apply it to your mix with this little power button, it'll show you what your song sounds like in the car. Funny enough, I don't even think that I tested it. Let's hear what it sounds like with the vocals. Okay, that doesn't sound bad. This is without. Yeah, I mean, I'd go as far as to say that's like damn near the same, which on a lot of songs, sometimes it's like totally different. I haven't wrapped my head around it, but yeah. And then I added a couple markers here just to help me. Like I had these ideas and I didn't want to like write it down because I didn't feel like that would be efficient. So put markers there.
Hey guys, so I wanted to say real quick, you probably have heard his producer tag, LB, turn that shit up. That is me. LB! I thought that shit would work.
Wait. Hold on, I got you.
LB, turn that shit up.
Yeah. So that is me. I made a little cameo, so hey guys. Okay, bye.
Yeah, I think that's all.